Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Pod Deep on Sports, episode 6. Like, comment, share. We got the gang here. Myself, Hugh, Sid, the notorious OD, and we have Jay here. Let's kick this off with the NFL draft recap. Let's talk about winners and losers. I'm going to start with you, Sid. What about your squad? Who do you think was some of the NFL winners and losers in the draft?
NFL winner, big winner in NFL draft had to be, I would say, Philadelphia. It was just stupid how they was able to, coming off a Super Bowl appearance, then you go get the number one, what was supposed to be could be the number one player in the draft, tackle. You get you a good edge rusher. They broke from Alabama, so they did great, better than they could did. We did. Houston did good too. Get them quarterback. Also got moved up in the draft. Got them a nice edge rusher to start what's going on. So I thought those were two really good draft plans. As far as my team just didn't have a first round pick. So there's a lot of random guys, interior linemen, and linebackers and offensive linemen. So they was just in the trenches. So I think they did good. I think they did good too. So that's my 2 cents on the NFL draft this year.
What you think about it, Rob?
I don't really follow the draft like that. I don't have a team to root for, so I don't really tune in like I once did. But just in skimming through and seeing what Philadelphia did, that definitely stood out as far as the players, players they were able to pick up. And I really haven't seen anything about a team that had a bad draft, like someone who made a pick to where people just scratching their heads. I don't really think I saw one of those this year. It was funny to see the little quarterback from Kentucky,
Willis.
Yeah, maybe I'm a hater, but I was happy that that he got didn't get picked in the first round. He had to sit there and looking stupid, because he was putting out stuff that he's going to be the number one pick and all this.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see Bryce go number one and that clown be left in the green room. So
I think it's going to be so many going forward. I think it's going to be so many guys that's going to remove themselves from that embarrassment. Like what he went through, man. I mean, they just kept putting the camera on a man like that.
Yeah, that happened. It's happened. I mean, it happened to Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. It happened to
Brady Quinn.
So it happens. I don't understand why you just sit there. Like if you think you're supposed to, or they're telling you that you go in the top 10, and after about 15 picks, I'm out.
Right.
I'm just gonna leave. Shit.
I gotta be me. So I think some of my winners, I agree. I think the Eagles came up, but I like what the Ravens did. Even though we haven't talked about that, I like what they did before the draft with OBJ taking care of Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Then giving him a running back or receiver they draft?
Receiver.
Yeah. So they look like they put themselves in a good position. Who I have as my losers are New England Patriots. I don't think they help. I don't think they helped Mac Jones in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't get him. They went straight for the defensive guy. You know what I'm saying? When y'all are struggling to score, so it's like I had them down as losing as well as my Cowboys and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had them down as my losers. I claim when I want to, then I don't claim. So yeah. So I had them as the win, huh?
No, I was on the same line, Squeak. Green Bay. You see why they clowns, don't you?
Yeah.
They finally can, should be taking a wide. They never take. It was some stupid stat that they haven't took a wide receiver in like something like 12 or 13, 14 straight drafts or something. Anybody on offense. I'm like, what the fuck? What, how could that happen?
Yeah, I think they're gonna sneak up the joint. I think they're gonna sneak up the joint this year.
God, man, it's terrible.
I think they're gonna stink up the joint this year.
Hey, hold on, fellas. Let's take a quick detour because I'm
Right.
reading these topics, and I don't see the biggest topic listed. How are we going to skip Lamar Jackson getting his $260 million?
Hey, I was finna slide that in. I just mentioned I was coming with it.
Well, he didn't get 265. He got 185.
185 guaranteed, but the deal is 260, right? 5 years.
Yeah, but that's just for make things pretty. He ain't gonna see that 260.
You know, I think Jalen Hurts' deal is what calmed him down because he couldn't get off of Deshaun Watson shit. You know what I'm saying? Like once he saw Jalen Hurts get his, I think that's probably what he just was like, hey, just pay me $5 million over what he got. I'll be happy.
Do you think it happened because he was a black quarterback? Because Jalen Hurts is a black quarterback. He got his deal, and that made Lamar feel okay. I don't have to. Do you think race played a part in it? I guess is what I'm asking. Because
in some kind of way.
Because there was other deals that's happened since Lamar. Josh deals. I think the Bills quarterback deal happened, and there was another quarterback deal happened before Lamar. But it seems like once they got Jalen Hurts together, he got his money. Lamar fell right in line, almost to the exact penny that what's name did. You think?
Well, Josh Allen didn't get his this year. Allen got his before.
But what I'm saying is, it was still Lamar was still at the negotiating table when that deal happened. Like they had started to talk a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that's a deal they could have used to see what quarterbacks are making.
That's a
fact. I don't know. I just think it's something weird about since it was a black quarterback that signed, he signs almost immediately in a very similar, very, very close contract too.
I don't think race had anything to do with it. I think he just came to his senses, or somebody made that motherfucker come to his senses. Like, dude, you ain't getting the 230. You see what your boy just got.
Mm-hmm.
You got an MVP. He got a Super Bowl on his resume. You got an MVP on your resume. So, you're gonna be in that ballpark figure. I think that was it. Because Kyler Murray, he's a black quarterback. He got his deal, recently also. So it's just
right.
I think somebody got in his ear and he can slap some sense into him.
Let me go back.
I think the Baltimore Ravens dropped the ball in their whole negotiation process, and I think I don't know why they did it, but yeah, I think they did it because he was a brother. They took their time with it, you know what I'm saying? And then that made him feel some kind of way. That made him do hardball because he's looking at his counterpart, Josh Allen, who wasn't winning like he wasn't even the MVP, and Buffalo threw the damn money at him. Then he had to deal with what Kansas City was doing for Mahomes. Now Mahomes earned his in a sense where he showed up with a championship title. You know what I'm saying? So, but when it came to him, they left him at the table. Then he started playing hardball. I think they made him do something he really didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was in his feelings. And I think he deserved to be in his feelings because shit, am I not the face of your team? Well, not the face of the NFL at one point, so give me my money. But I think he was poisoned because he had Deshaun Watson, who came from a losing ass team, who got all this damn money. So I know y'all got it. And I think the NFL owners conspired so that no other NFL team would do what Cleveland did. Because shit, we all know they conspired. Lamar is that dude if you put him in the right package. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that he's getting his paper. But I think he owed Jalen Hurts a dinner. Me personally, I think he owed Jalen Hurts a dinner. It was easy to follow that deal more so than keep chasing Deshaun Watson deal. Yeah, that's my point.
So y'all literally think all this happened because he was a black quarterback? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think it took a lot of. I don't know. I think it took a lot of stress off of him for some reason, man. I don't got no facts behind it, but
yeah.
I mean,
I'm saying the whole deal, the way Baltimore went about his negotiations. You're saying that it happened because he's a black quarterback.
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
They just do the Ravens just got a way of doing shit, and ain't nobody finna come, no matter who you are. Ain't nobody finna interrupt the way we do business. So I actually like that. You know, Ray Lewis didn't interrupt the way they did business. Ed Reed didn't interrupt the way they do business. They do business a certain way, so it's equal to me. So
let me ask a question.
Let
me ask 2-part question. First part: if they would have went to the Super Bowl or made it deep into the playoffs with Lamar Jackson, does his guarantee go up? And explain this to me. It's a 5-year deal. Rodney said he's not going to see that. He's getting 185 up front, so 75 on the back end. I'm assuming if he plays out his 5 years. You guys don't think he'll play out the 5 years? And if he just plays 3 years, and gets traded, won't he still be a $25, $30 million per year quarterback? Basically, over his career, over the next 5 years, 5 to 6 years, won't he see $260 million? Even if he gets traded?
So he won't see it. He only sees the guaranteed money. The guaranteed comes all in the signing bonus and what he's getting paid per year. Mm-hmm. The extra money is like funny money. So the team has, room with contracts to, when they got money somewhere, to pull money from places, the other place, cut money, add money. It's just all money that they can play with to make more contracts down the line. The only thing that Lamar is entitled to is that guaranteed money, and most of it's going to come through a signing bonus. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why they do them, just for flexibility, so the team can have flexibility, and for Lamar to say, "I'm the highest paid player in the NFL." It's kind of a thing, an ego stroke for them. It's flexibility for the team, but the real money is that guaranteed money up front. That's the real money.
Yeah, because a lot of the times they might not even make it to that 5th year of the deal, so that's why they fight so much. So that's why he's fighting so hard for that guaranteed money.
That's why Aaron Rodgers do the shit he do.
Jared, NFL contracts are not guaranteed. They can cut you whenever they want to cut you. So only thing is guaranteed is the guaranteed signing bonus and the money. So they could be in money hell, and they can just cut people, and you can lose out. So that's why NFL contracts they're not guaranteed. So that's why you won't never see 5 years, because the team can get from out of it. So you get all your money up front,
and it don't go against their books either.
Yeah,
right. But if he's healthy and still decent, you guys don't see him finishing that 5 years or still being relevant.
It'll be all up to the Ravens organization.
He'll. I'm sure there's player options. That's how the NFL works. If he's doing better than what that contract is going to pay him in the last, he's going to opt out.
Yeah, they're going to have to restructure it.
Yeah,
they're going to have to restructure it. So yeah, it works both ways. He can be out, or then a team can just be out. So
and that's where having an agent comes in, to let you know that you're close to that window. So don't take your ass on that practice field this past training camp, because we need to renegotiate this or restructure this contract.
Okay, in your guys' opinions, 5-year deal, what happens in this 5 years? His 185 is guaranteed. He has that. But how does this play out for his career, in your opinion? Is he a bust, after year 3, or does he play for 10 more years and re-up on another contract? How do you see it playing out?
I think I see it playing out similar to how it's already played out. He wins 70% of his games, and he's only 1-3 or something like that, or 1-4 in the playoffs. So I kind of see it kind of just going the same route.
It's hard to say, man, because they added 2 weapons. I guess if you resign Lamar Jackson, you're gonna say 3, but OBJ stay hurt and Lamar stay hurt. are dinged up. You know what I'm saying? So it's really kind of hard to say, you know, how it's going to play out. Like Rodney said, he wins majority of his games, but he has yet to get in that second round of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying, for his career. So this would be interesting to see if Baltimore continues to add more pieces to help push the help push the envelope of getting them out the second round and get deep into the playoffs and hopefully make it to the Super Bowl.
So I think it sets up for him to have another big payday if he continues the way he's playing, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's what, 26, 25, something like that. I mean, he's 30. So he's 30. So he'll be back up. He'll be back at the table for another payday if he continues to play at that high level. What that guaranteed money is about, if I get hurt. You know, if I get hurt, I'm good. That's all the guaranteed money is about. It's insurance. Yeah, it's him. It's like, if I get hurt, this 180, whatever I got, I'm good for the rest of my life. My family good, generations good, but I still want to play football. I still want to play it at a high level.
Okay, it sounds like the three of you are saying he's mediocre.
I'm not.
Nah. So I answer me this. So has he plateaued?
I don't think so.
No,
because I don't think he's not a better player today than he was his MVP season. So that's why I say
agree.
He's kind of. That's why I say, like, can he? So, is there another level he can go to? I guess.
But then too, you got to look at the league that the AFC division has gotten better and better. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm saying him and his talent. Does he have another level to go to?
Yes.
If I'm looking at what Jalen Hurts did when they added better pieces around Jalen Hurts, I believe Lamar Jackson can do the exact same thing.
Give him AJ Brown. Give him a big time. Give him Randy Moss. You know, like they gave Brady. He got another level. He too talented, man.
Well, we still ain't gonna see it because he still ain't got that weapon yet.
It's true, but they seem like they're starting to think about that and to build pieces around him. Like this kid that they're getting out of the draft, he's supposed to be good. OBJ, if he can give him something, but that's way better than what he got. Better than what he had. So I think it is, man.
I can't. And I don't know. We'll see. OBJ I'm this close to saying he washed.
Okay.
I have yet to see him, from the injury.
But now that's it. I was just wondering, can he take it to another level, or was his MVP season that the best it's going to get?
I think you get him a receiver, man. Like if he would have got Hopkins this time, like if he would have got Hopkins, you see what Hopkins did for Kyler Murray. If he just
need another weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get your big time weapon. That's a big time.
And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. You have to judge the black quarterbacks. You have to give them proper weapons. You know what I'm saying? Proper offensive line protection. Then you can really judge them on, are they making good decisions? You know what I'm saying? Are they throwing correctly? But when you get them piss poor players and shit, and then you just he's garbage. Like shit, they may become shell shocked. Every time they drop back, shit, it's about 6 yards back there on their ass. So I don't feel like the black quarterbacks get the proper assessments like their white counterparts. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion about it. But let's keep with this NFL topic and let's go on with the draft. There was this past draft, there was only one black player from a HBCU. Shout out to Isaiah Bowden coming from Jackson State University. This seems to be a problem. I want to get your guys' opinion about this situation. We have black players in the white colleges and stuff like that, the D1 schools. But what do you think about the one black player being selected from a HBCU? Do you think that drafting from the bigger schools, the D1 schools, selecting black athletes is sufficient enough versus going down to the HBCUs and getting those players and giving them an opportunity to accomplish their dreams in the NFL? I'm gonna start with what you said. What do you think about that?
So this one is tricky, and I thought a little bit about this one until I heard it debated this morning. I was leaning a different way. But okay.
Let's give both ways. Give both ways. Get your original way, and then give me the way you
so
changed.
Originally, I thought HBCU it was necessary. Like it's necessary because it's giving our Black athletes a shot at the next level. I thought that, but then you turn around, the draft is different now. I mean, there's Black players off the board. Almost the top 80% of the first round is Black. I mean, so the Black players are getting there. It's just the best of the Black players. So that puts the HBCU at a disadvantage. However, that's what we wanted, right? We wanted, and now it's come to the quarterbacks. There was 3 Black quarterbacks taken before the first white quarterback. We arrived. What else? What else how else can we appease Black people? We're taking the best of the best. They happen to be Black. However, they play at different places. I mean, I think we want too much now. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts swung and like, damn. Okay. Damn near everybody that got drafted was Black in the first round. And now you want to even deepen that by just saying, criticizing them for not finding Blacks at HBCUs. I just think it's too much, man. We've come so far. I think we're on the verge of shooting ourselves in the foot. Like Deion, with this whole thing, he on the verge, especially after he went to Colorado, he on the verge of shooting ourselves in the foot about this whole HBCU thing. So that's where I stand on it.
Let me go next before I pass to you, Rod. So here's the problem that the one player from the HBCU, what it does to young players and in high school getting ready to go to college, and the existing players that are at the HBCUs. It lets them know that nobody's looking at them, and they are being punished by going to the HBCU. So now they are looking to abandon the HBCU and jump to the D1 schools. You know what I'm saying? And what that does is that's a selling tactic for recruitment, to say we had at OSU, we had 3 players, go into the NFL. And the year before that, we had 5. So that's a selling tactic to recruit players. If you were at an HBCU and 9 of the former players just went to the NFL, that's a school that you want to go. The school is up the street from where you live. You know what I'm saying? You can stay home and play for the home team, and you got a shot to go to the NFL, and they're not killing your dreams. As long as they don't recruit from the HBCU, they're killing those players' dreams. They're letting you know that no matter how hard you play, how good you are, your ass will never make it to the NFL. That's the message that they're sending. We want fair treatment from an HBCU the same way those Black players play at those D1 schools. It's not to say that they're better. Their programs are bigger, but they are getting looked at. And that's what the NFL owners, that's the message that they send them. That may be some of their alumni. So they're sending them dollars that way, as opposed to sending them to the HBCU, and they're not getting the best player that they can for their particular team. So I think it's a disadvantage.
You don't believe, I'm sorry, Rob, before you go, you don't believe that the thought is that if you're good enough, they'll find you?
No.
You don't think that? Like this, like 2-3 years ago, this dude got drafted from Lindenwood University. This Black cornerback was from Lindenwood. Man, I just think we're shooting
Pierre.
Pierre, right? Yeah. He played for the Colts, but he was Lindenwood. They found him, and that's what Shannon was saying today. If you good enough, don't water down the product. We don't want to water down product. If you good enough, you'll get found. Go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
So, how many were drafted last year?
3, I think. Was it 3 or 4?
Okay. So, and the year before that, and the year before that, so to me, it's like, okay, one HBCU per player got drafted, but we're acting on the assumption that everybody at the HBCU level is good, which we know is not true.
Or not good.
Yeah.
Right.
Or not good. I mean, no, we're operating under the belief that everyone there can play, but everyone can't play. And some people are at HBCUs for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to
It's
me,
more,
I don't
it's
think
more affordable.
it's more affordable. Maybe you're not a 5-star talent, you know. So, okay, only one person got drafted from HBCU. I'm okay, but that's not the only avenue. I mean, for a player, you don't. It's not just the draft. I mean, you got street free agents and all that shit. So that, I mean, to me, that goes into the point of what Shed was saying. It's like, if you're good enough, they'll find you. To where you might not get drafted, but they might bring you in as a street free agent. You might make the practice squad. You know, they're just because there wasn't a draft, one drafted, or there was only one drafted. What round was he drafted in?
7th round, 245 pick.
That's a throwaway pick.
It's the last pick.
That's a throwaway pick. So he can say, yes, I was drafted by the NFL, but really he's a street free agent. Because he doesn't have no guarantee. I mean, we know no one has a guaranteed contract,
right?
But with the 7th pick, being drafted in the 7th round, you're not going to go in there and sign some 5-year, $30 million contract. Like, you fighting to make a roster, you know, at the 7th round. So
make a little bit different, a little bit money than a street free agent because you got drafted, but still, you're right. You're fighting for that.
Are we fighting because? Are we mad because we're not getting drafted from HBCUs, or are we mad because they're not top draft picks from HBCUs?
And that's
I would think. Go ahead.
No, right. I mean, I'm sorry. I keep jumping in. I apologize, but
go ahead.
The thing about this is we finna shoot ourselves in the foot. Like what? Like what else do you want? What does Deion want? What does he want? What else can we do? What else could the NFL do? It's a business. I'm trying to run a business. I'm trying to get the best players. I'm trying to get the best players to play football. It's a bottom line business. Traditionally, they used to have to do a whole. I just think he's doing it a disservice. He's doing football a disservice. They're already taking a top black talent from these colleges. Now you want us to shrink that microscope even further down to just a black league and just take picks? What the hell are they gonna do for my team? You know what I'm saying? I just don't.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, so everybody that plays at Jackson State or everybody that plays at Tennessee State, they're NFL worthy, obviously.
Yeah.
Because just flip the question. Everybody that play for Notre Dame, are they NFL worthy?
No.
Everybody that pay for Alabama, are they NFL worthy?
No, but when you're playing, it's competition though.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're balling out and the competition is not up to par, so if you're playing against no one, let's say you're playing against no NFL talent across from you, and you're a good player. So in scouts and talent evaluators, that plays a part. And you progress to the next level. Like, can this motherfucker? He dominated lesser competition. Can he translate when he's going day one against a grown man? So a player at Notre Dame, a player at Alabama, sure, everyone isn't an NFL player, but at those programs they're going against NFL talent every game.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
To where HBCU maybe. One or two games out of the year, you might actually go against someone who could play in the league or who will be in the league.
But that still doesn't stop anything. If we get away from the NFL for a second, you have scouts that see things in athletes. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant was not playing against NBA level players when he was in high school, but somebody saw something in him to say, I think his ass can play in the NBA.
He was the player of the year. I mean,
but it doesn't matter.
I don't think that's
he was 6'6", but he wasn't playing against no NBA players for somebody to say instead of him going to college, Let's go get him and put him right into the NBA.
That's like saying somebody saw something in LeBron.
That's exactly what it is. It wasn't his talent. It wasn't his competition. It wasn't his competition that you saw his talent jump off. It's his damn talent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're asking them to do exactly what they're doing. Look at their talent. So they're just saying talent for talent. These boys ain't gonna cut it. Like talent for talent. These boys ain't gonna cut it. That's what these scouts are saying to these to these HBCU players.
And what Dion is saying, that's not true and that's not fair because you have dogs. A dog is a dog, whether he play for an HBCU or whether he play for a D1. You know, you got cornerbacks that are fast, whether they're in D1 or whether they're in HBCU. You got receivers that can catch their ass off, whether they in D1 or HBCUs. And what Dion is saying, it's just shining light everywhere. Make sure you get the right talent. There are some guys in the HBCU that deserve to be drafted in the first round, that deserve to get to the NFL. But what you're doing is you focusing the attention on those D1 schools and not hitting all the talent.
I vehemently disagree. There is no one playing at a HBCU that is a first round talent that's not getting drafted.
I don't know that to dispute you, but talent is talent. I'm pretty sure you got some defensive guys in HBCUs that are knock out some dudes that play in the D1. I'm pretty sure there are some cornerbacks that can D up receivers that play in D1 and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. But you're saying that there's somebody that should be drafted in the first round who ain't getting drafted.
Look, that's first round, second round, seventh round, however it goes. It shouldn't just be it shouldn't just be one player through the entire league. You got two damn leagues of HBCU football schools, maybe more than that. And you just draft one guy. That's like a black eye. You know, basically what Deion was doing was trying to get the black talent to come from the D1 schools to go to the HBCUs.
But when he was there, but look what he did.
When he was there, that was a great thing because that would have put all the light and would have shared and made the talent on an even level. Right now, you got all of the black kids going to the D1 schools because only reason they're going there is to get to the NFL. It's not about if you're good or not. They're going there. If everything was on a level playing field and you had the talent to go to the HBCUs, could you guarantee that the NFL would pick them out of there?
I'm telling you, if you talented enough, they gonna find you, man. Like I just said, this dude was at Lindenwood, man. Lindenwood.
I mean, the Hall of Fame is littered. The Hall of Fame is littered with HBCU players.
Yeah, and the only difference between that, I agree. So that was different back then because we couldn't play. Blacks couldn't play like that. But I just think we've made so much progress. Why would we do this to ourselves? We made so much progress with getting black quarterbacks taken. Number one, 3 black quarterbacks taken for the first white quarterback before the traditional stand in the pocket quarterback was taken. There was 3 athletic running quarterbacks that can do it all. Taken first. You got to celebrate that, man, versus why you ain't picked from HBCU. Man, come on with that, man. You got to celebrate that.
Were we good last year? I don't think I heard anybody complaining last year. So we were good with 3 or 4 being drafted?
Listen, we always want more.
Huh?
You know?
I think so.
Because to me, 3 or 4 ain't much different than 1.
But look at the quarterbacks that was taken though. You know,
no. I'm talking about there was, you said, I think one of y'all said there were 3 HBCU players drafted last year.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, 1 guy drafted this year. It wasn't like we went from 25 to 1. Y'all said it was 3 the first 3 last year. So like, goddamn.
And the other 3, 4 that was drafted last year. Who raising hell? Nobody. Raising hell.
So that's why I'm kind of like, this is kind of misplaced to me.
Yeah.
Like we're assuming that every fucking player that's at a HBCU is NFL talent, which that's not true. There probably are some good players. I know they're not probably. There are players there that could play in the NFL, but I think a lot of it, whether it's fair or not, I think competition plays a part into it, to whether they think they can translate to the NFL. So I don't know, but
let me ask y'all a question, because you all may know better than what I know. Are HBCU players invited to the NFL Combine?
They haven't been traditionally. There's a few here and there that get invited. That's why Deion Sanders was integral in making a HBCU only combine for the NFL, so they can display some talent, which was a good idea. So they had their own combine where they would come down and they would do combines only HBCU, like the top 50 or 60 HBCU players were invited to come down to this combine. And Deion Sanders did it for the NFL, and they would just do their talent there. But you have to be invited to the combine. There's some people that don't get invited to the combine. It has to be an invite from the NFL, and that's they were rarely getting them. The HBCU.
To me personally, I think that's really where the problem would go. If no one is scouting any of your games and you get invited to the combine to be on that same level as this guy that's the talk of the town from this D1 school, and your bench is better, you can get in front of the scouts. You didn't know me, now you get to review my tape, and now you get a one-on-one conversation with me to see if I had a mindset, if I have the right kind of character to be an asset to your team. That's where I think the real problem is at, outside of them not recruiting players from HBCU, is that they're not being included. If they can get included into their NFL Combine, I think guys can jump off the chart and make a difference and relive their dreams.
So one more thing on this, and y'all so the first time we really got to watch some games, HBCU games, if you didn't go to an HBCU, is Jackson State, right? Did anybody watch some Jackson State games?
Yeah, I did.
Couple.
There was 2-3 people that flashed for Jackson State, right? Them the guys that Deion brought in. It was Hunter, his son, and then there was I think a linebacker. Them are the guys that flash. That's talent. Them are the guys that will play the next level. I mean, it's clear. It ain't really. You jump off the screen when you're playing football. You jump off the screen. It ain't really. You're clear. It's clear that these guys can play at the next level. So I just thought, it's easy, not easy, but you could see it when somebody has that talent enough to play in the NFL. You could see it. It was men. They were men amongst boys. That Travis Hunter was a man amongst boys. Shador, he was way better than everybody. It just shows.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Let's go to the NBA. Let's wrap up the NFL. Let's go to the NBA. What do you guys think about the first round of playoffs? Winner, loser? Who you thought came out that you didn't think was going to come out? I kicked this off. I thought I was pulling for Golden State, but I kind of thought the Kings was going to get their ass. You know what I'm saying? I was always pulling with the Lakers. I wasn't afraid of Memphis. I wasn't for sure that the Knicks could beat Cleveland. I was shocked by that matchup. I thought Cleveland would come back and beat the Knicks. So I was shocked by that. I was okay with the Heat. Boston seemed like they let the foot off the gas. You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia handled their business. Denver handled their business. That's my thought.
I was shocked with the Bucks loss. I didn't think that even with a hurt Giannis, I didn't think that Miami had a chance. I think Boston's swerving. They gonna mess around. They messed around with Atlanta and let them take more games than they should have. They should have been resting. I knew Memphis was just all talk. I mean, I knew they were just a bunch of rap stars. They just all talk. I knew it. So Lakers, Knew they was gonna get there. Who everybody need to put some respect on their name is the Nuggets, man. People being just super disrespectful about the Nuggets, man. Super disrespectful.
I don't like them.
Damn, they deep. They got a couple of good. I mean, they got a couple of all-stars. They deep as hell. They better put some respect on. They gonna take to Phoenix. They gonna beat Phoenix. I got them beating Phoenix.
What's your recap on the first round of the NBA playoffs?
I was pissed that Golden State won. I despise the motherfuckers, man. But Sacramento just didn't have it, yesterday. So that's the only thing that really, that I was pissed about. Like everything else really doesn't matter. Like, well, let me take that back. So a Lakers Golden State matchup, that's a lose-lose scenario for me. Like that's lose-lose. So I guess I gotta go. I'm hoping the Lakers win, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the East, it's really not that big of, So I picked Philly when we, a few months ago when we had a sports podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling a little better about. I'm feeling better about that. We got the Bucks up out of there, and so they're within 3 points of Boston right now.
Okay.
In the fourth quarter without Embiid. So
that's a good sign.
If they can steal this game 1 and have Embiid come back game 2, something like that, that Philly pick might be the one. And you know what? I'm gonna have to go back in our and look at some of our podcasts because I want to say I said Denver and Philly. It may have been Memphis and Philly, but I thought I said Denver and Philly. But I'm what you said. I think people assume that the Suns were gonna beat Denver, and that's why when you put that out there, I ain't bite. It wasn't no nibbling for me because
I took the first game, but I ain't take the.
I figured. I think the Nuggets they'll beat them.
I think so too. I think so.
Yeah, but this fucking Lakers and Golden State. I mean, Jesus, that is such a lose-lose.
That's the prime time. That's a prime time series right there, man.
We'll go back to the East for a second, Ryan. You had New York beating Cleveland.
I didn't care either way.
Yeah,
because whether New York won or Cleveland won, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, obviously, this another. Well, one thing that stands out is fucking Jimmy Butler. Like,
playoff. Put some respect on his name.
He go to another level in the playoffs. Man. It's just crazy.
Playoff.
That's what I was gonna say. Wait,
they have no business. They have no business beating. They had no business beating Milwaukee. with just him
winning game 1. Winning game 1. They had no one beat. I don't get it, man. I'm like, damn. I don't get it. I don't get it.
So is Spoelstra that good of a coach?
Clearly. They say he a top 3 coach. He say he a top 3 coach, man. He get it done.
I guess you got to put some respect on his name.
It's baffling, man. That is a baffling team. I'm like, damn, Jimmy just go nuts like that. Yeah, you can't do nothing about it.
And they took game 1 against the Knicks, so shit.
Yeah.
They had a couple of games from the fucking Eastern Conference Finals.
And
they lost the first play. They lost the first playing game.
Yes. That's another thing. Shout out to the NBA for what they did. That playoff round, that shit was so creative, and that shit was so creative because you had the Lakers fighting to get in, you had the Timberwolves fighting to get in, Miami fought to get in.
Mm-hmm.
If Miami don't get in, I believe Milwaukee is still in this thing.
So question: is that really a good thing?
Yeah,
for this play-in, because I don't think it is.
I think it is.
Because you're in your ideal scenario, your good teams aren't going to be battling out for 7 and 8, 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened that the Lakers were who they were to where they was a 500 team for basically the whole year. It just so happens that they were in that play-in scenario. But most of the times it's going to be your Minnesotas, your Clevelands, your bottom teams. So is it really something that you want to see? You want to see the Hawks? You want to see the Hawks and Cavaliers play? Like,
I'm gonna tell you something. For me, let me go quick. It gave me a March Madness vibe, but on an NBA level.
Yeah,
because I would have thought that Boston should have swept Atlanta, but I think Atlanta exposed things in their defense that they have yet to fix.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the play-in games.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but that wasn't a play-in game. That was
I know that wasn't a play-in game, but I'm saying it gave me a March Madness vibe. Without those teams winning and coming back and stuff like that, you don't get the Heat. You don't get the Lakers whooping ass.
To me, I think it's stupid.
I like it. Go ahead,
I think it's great because you want to reward the top 8 teams.
Mm-hmm.
However, it gives the 9th and 10th team a reason to keep playing. It gives so it keeps it competitive. It keeps the bottom really competitive, and one of these teams on the bottom can get hot, and you'll see a 2 seed be the 7 seed or 1 seed be the 8 seed, because this is what happened to Miami. They just got hot. They was free falling, and they just got hot all of a sudden. And now you see what happened. So it's rewarding the hot team. But I'm more of a traditionalist like you, Rod. Just top 8. Take the top 8 teams. But the NBA, good job. Kudos to the NBA because it's exciting. It's it's instant playoff.
It's exciting. It's exciting when certain teams are there. But it's not exciting when it's the fucking Hawks and Cavaliers battling out for the 10th seed. It's not.
But it's a one and done. It's a tournament.
Yeah, it adds more pressure. That's something that we've never seen in the NBA. That's why I said it gives me that March Madness vibe, because that whole weekend you had shit with NBA games. You know what I'm saying? With people playing in. So if you didn't have a stake in the game, you still by the third quarter had somebody you just was gonna pick. You may start off the game and say, I don't have a stake in this shit. By third, fourth quarter, put the ass away.
I don't get it, because no one wants to watch, bottom feeder teams. Like that's not what gets NBA eyeballs. It's the fucking Hawks.
The Hawks look like they was on Celtics ass for a second.
Okay.
Which is good for the city.
I don't know. I think it was exciting though. I like the playing games. The playing games were exciting to me. I'm a Lakers fan, so I was watching them. But
I'm not watching a Knicks. I didn't watch a minute of Knicks Cavaliers. I didn't watch a minute of Hawks Boston, Atlanta and Celtics, whoever the fuck was playing. Like this, there was only 2 series to me worth watching, and that was Sacramento and Golden State. And what was the
Memphis and the Lakers?
Memphis and the Lakers, yeah. And shit, the Suns and the Clippers would have been it was a good one to watch, but your boy.
Hey,
yes, he's coming up, right? He coming up.
So let's keep it right there. Yes. Let's keep it right there. I'm gonna throw this question out, whether it's disrespectful, is rude, is Kawhi Leonard a bust for the Clippers? Go ahead. Since you mentioned your boy, go ahead. You kick it off, Rodney. You on mute. Jared, you got him on mute. Are we all on mute?
No, Rodney. I think Rodney put himself on mute.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Sid. Kick it off with that question.
But here, I'm walking back what I said, goddamn, about Kawhi Leonard. I'm walking back this shit. I was giving that dude big ups, man. I was giving him big props because I thought game 1, I'm like, okay, this is the Kawhi we know. This is the Kawhi that everybody talked about was one of the best 5 players in the league. And this fucking get hurt, man. I'm like, I just think it's over for him, man. It's over for him, but it's hard to call him a bust. I just call him unhealthy. Well, I guess you have to, Squeak. I guess you have to call him a bust. He just unhealthy. Injuries make you a bust too. So you got to call him a bust, man. I mean, that's terrible. But I was gung ho. I thought the Clippers was going to beat. I thought the Clippers was going to beat Phoenix. I mean, you had Kawhi, and then they were talking about PG coming back late in the series. I think they had him, but I'm walking back what I said about Kawhi because I was all hyped. I thought he had arrived again, but he was swerved.
What's up with you, Rod? Is Kawhi Leonard a bust for the Clippers?
Nah, he is what he is. He is what he is. When he plays, he's good. When he plays, he's good. The problem is he just don't play enough. But that was his reputation leak come, before. Like he played when he wants to. He Randy Moss.
Okay, so let me put it like this. LA got two superstars arrived in town. They arrived in the same building wearing different uniforms. LeBron went to Lakers. Kawhi went to the Clippers.
Okay.
LeBron delivered a championship for the Lakers.
Okay.
Kawhi has not. And you saying that doesn't make him a bust?
People,
they have yet to go to the finals either.
He's not a leader. He's a piece. He's something you add to the meal that can put you over the hump.
No,
but he ain't that guy. He wasn't that guy in San Antonio. And they added him to a good team in Toronto. Well, they added him to a good team in Toronto, and fucking Kevin Durant tore his Achilles. Because if Kevin Durant doesn't tear his Achilles, Toronto does not have that championship. But fate happened the way it did. So with Kawhi, he won 2 MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs, and 2 different teams. So we want to elevate him to this great status. But the first MVP was suspect because he got the MVP for holding LeBron to fucking 28 points a game. So he's just a guy. I mean, he's a good player, but you're not gonna win anything if you depending on him solely. Now, if you already got a good team structure in place and you can add him to it, you'll be all right. But to me, I don't call him a bust. I think he is who he is. People just want him to be something else that he ain't.
I disagree. I vehemently. He's a bust, man. He's a max contract player. He's a bust.
He's a bust. I don't think
make that kind of money.
Yeah, I don't think the Clippers recruited him for him to just fill up the seats. After he led the Raptors to their one and only championship team, they were happy to get him. Has he delivered? No. I mean, he's done a good job of beating the rival, the Lakers, whenever they match up. And that has happened sometimes when he hasn't been on the floor. But overall, yeah, he's a bust because he hasn't even taken them to a deep playoff run. You know what I'm saying? So
he doesn't play.
Right. That makes him a bust.
It's not that he fails. He just doesn't play.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
but to me, that's who he is. He's load managed his whole career. So that's why I say he is who he is. It's not like he came to LA and all of a sudden, like, damn, you know what? Kawhi Leonard don't play a lot. That's what I mean by he is who he is. Like he's a great player.
I've never seen his load management during a playoff like that, where it really affected the team. I've seen it regular season. They lose, they win. Huh?
Pause. Load management.
Pause.
All right, Cameron.
Right. But I never seen it. Not picking on him. I know he's seriously injured. I know he's hurt. But it looked like he quit on his team, just from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? And
I get what you all are saying. I understand you're saying. You paid the max dollars, so you expect this cat to bring your ticket to the promised land. But I think he's just I mean, that just ain't in him. Like he gonna play sometimes, and he gonna not play.
I do. I think his legs fucked up though, man. Yeah. I think he tore his meniscus. I mean, he tore his meniscus just recently. I mean, his legs fucked up. I mean, so
what would you do if you're the GM? Would you
get rid of him? I would.
Ain't shit you can do.
Would you trade him, or would you just keep him on the team?
I mean, shit. I'm sure they got DirecTV or the season pass. They know this motherfucker's an injury risk, so I don't think nobody trading for that.
Okay. So let me bring up the next time. Go ahead.
If he may get healthy, somebody might take a chance on him, man. But if I'm the Clippers dude, I'm like, man, I'm out. I'm out.
So how do y'all feel about Paul George? Do y'all feel like Paul George is a bust?
Nope, he is who he is.
No, I don't. I think he's good. I think he good. He just ain't a super duper star that could do it by himself. I think he got his own little struggles. You know.
I got him down as a bust as well. I think Paul George, everywhere he goes, it's just like Kawhi Leonard's just not talked about a lot. He's injured. He's very talented.
They're two different caliber of players, though.
They operate on two different levels, but they all end up in with the same results, sitting on the bench, and it ain't because they can't play.
Yeah, I can't hold a superstar and a star accountable the same way. Like PG is a star, Kawhi is a superstar, so I can't. I don't put the same amount of expectations on one as I do the other.
So you think in Indiana, PG was not considered a superstar, or he was just a star, just pretending to be a superstar?
He never was a superstar. He was
a
star.
I think he got close, but I'm with Rodney. I don't think he ever got superstar, because even though he had to go through LeBron, he had to. I think a superstar can get their player to the finals of their conference. I think if you're a superstar, you can get your play. You know, it's hard as fuck, but that's what makes you a superstar. So, but do you realize what they gave up? They gave up SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, for Paul George. And Shai, he first team NBA. He could possibly be first team, but he might end up being second team All NBA. I mean, dude, the truth. And they gave him up. Gave him up for PG. Dude, I mean, it's crazy.
So that's the one. So when you are NBA teams obviously guarantee money.
Mm-hmm.
So in this situation, what do you? I know you say trade them, but like I said, the other teams they know this motherfucker ain't gonna be good for 40, 50 games. So I think the Clippers gonna have to eat a lot of that contract.
I agree.
And then you might find somebody that look, Kawhi, we good. So if you I put it like this, so if you're a GM, would you be okay with him playing 50 games in the season?
If my team is ready, if my team is ready, if I'm the Celtics, or if I'm like, if I got a team that's there, like I'm the Sixers, that's one player away, that a clincher, I would do it.
So this motherfucker play once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? How would that make you feel as a teammate?
I feel I wouldn't like it, but that motherfucker, he that guy. The dude, he is that dude, man. Did you watch him that first game against Phoenix?
What's his last championship? 2018?
2019.
2019. He that dude, man. He that dude. I'm telling you, his jump, I mean, he can do it all.
You don't know when he's gonna break down.
Man, just can't stay healthy.
You don't know when you don't know what you're gonna get with him, man. That's a real hard gamble. He has the talent. There's no question about that.
No doubt. But
you don't know when. Like, I've never seen what we seen this year in him. where he just started off their playoff run, and he just cut that shit down. He just shut the shit down. It didn't come from like a hard foul, him tripping somebody. We never saw him limp off the field. Off the court. It was just like, he was like, shit, I'm tired, man. And I know that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making fun, but it's just like, I know the fans looking like, if we had Kawhi, we could really pull this off. If we had PG, we could pull this off,
Mm-hmm.
That's just my take on it. Let's get around to these swerp of the week. Let me start with you, Seth. What you got? Who's your swerp of the week?
Swerp of the week is for me, and I really hadn't time to think about it, but swerp of the week, I'm always going to lean on Dylan Brooks and them damn Memphis talk rappers, the Memphis rap stars. I mean, they just talk, man. Just Dylan Brooks, just come on, man. It goes beyond disrespectful, man. Like, come on, man. I mean, it's LeBron. It is LeBron James. I ain't saying you got to fear LeBron. You ain't got to worship the ground he walk on. Have some respect, dog. I mean, come on.
Let me ask y'all a question before I get to you with your swerp of the week, right? Do y'all feel like LeBron was swerved for walking off the court before the game? Do you think like that's bad sportsmanship, taking it personal, not shaking hand after the game?
Who? You mean with the Grizzlies?
Yeah, with the Grizzlies. Like, you think that's bad sportsmanship? You think that's more swerve? Like, come on, man. You say shit in the heat of the moment, but after the game is over, you know what I'm saying? We shake hands, we show good sportsmanship. Him just walking out before the game is over, just going to the locker room. Do you think he fouled for that?
Who did that?
LeBron. He walked off the court like a couple of minutes before the time was out.
My thing is, it's the Grizzlies. They just don't like each other. They done had a couple of dust ups this year, and they just talk. You tired of hearing them just talk. They just talk.
Yeah.
He been taking a high road all series, like all year. He been taking a high road. So no, I ain't gonna shake their hand. Fuck yourself. So no, I ain't shaking their hand.
What about you, Rod? How you view that?
Well, generally we see it the other way around. Usually it's the team who loses. They're salty, so they leave the court without shaking hands.
Right.
So in this instance, you got the actual winner. I mean, to me, it ain't no big deal. Like, you win. I mean, game's over. I don't give a fuck if I shake your hand or not, man. That ain't something that's, for me personally. I don't know how you guys feel, but me personally, that ain't no big deal for me to go shake the motherfucking hand. Like, okay, they left, whatever.
I see it different. I'm a LeBron fan, but I just see that as sportsmanship. Like, I like that in combat sport, that boxers talk shit, UFC fighters, they talk shit with each other, but after the fight, I like to see that embrace. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we got in here and we threw blows at each other, but after the end of the day, I'm glad you get to go home to your family. On the basketball court, I don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with me, but at the end of the day, good luck to y'all if y'all won. You know what I'm saying? If we beat y'all, it's all love, bro. It wasn't nothing personal. I like to see that. When I see LeBron head towards the locker room, it always rubs me the wrong way. Whether he won or he lost, it always rubbed me the wrong way about him. That was my one knock on him. Visually, it doesn't look good to me. What's your swerp of the week, Rod?
Shit, I don't know. I'm gonna go with this Sabonis for the Kings. He's my swerp of the week, and it's because he fucking too damn soft, man. Like, I watched this. I watched every game of this series, and he got the ball knocked out of his hand a good 5-6 times every game. Right where he in position to score, and lose control of the ball, get it knocked out of his hand. Don't go up strong with it. Like, he left a lot of food on his plate in that series that could have fucking swung. Could have swung. I think he had a good game 7, but just So and it's crazy because I didn't see one Sacramento King game this year. So all you hear is how good he is,
right,
and how good De'Aaron Fox is. So I actually see why people say what they say about De'Aaron Fox. Like, I fucks with him, especially when he wasn't taking that shit off of Draymond either. So I fucks with De'Aaron Fox here going forward. That's a bonus, motherfucker. He gonna have to get in the weight room, do something, get tougher, because he was loose with that rock the whole series, and I think it cost him. So
they was up in his head. They was playing bully ball with him. They was up in his head. That's a good one. My swerve of the week. I also have the Memphis Grizzlies and Dylan Brooks as my swerve of the week. They did a lot of talking. Dude didn't have the game to back that shit up, but I also want to add Oscar De La Hoya to my swerve of the week as well. You left Ryan Garcia on the hook after his first professional loss. You didn't show up to the final press conference for him and hold him down as a promoter and stuff. So those are my 2 swerve of the weeks and stuff. And with that said, fellas, this wrap up episode 6. We kept this strictly basketball, NBA playoffs, and NFL draft and football talk. Until next time, till we get to episode 7, we're signing off. Once again, it's Hughes, it's Sad, that's Notorious OD. This is Pod Deep on Sports. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.